This is the Changan X7 Plus. Is it worth your money? Let's find out. Changan, one of the biggest car brands in China, is now under a new distributor, in case you haven't heard. It's now under Inchcape, a global distributor that also handles a lot of high-end luxury brands in the Philippines. The Changan X7 Plus is one of the first models that was launched under their helm. The Changan X7 Plus is a mid-size 7-seater crossover set to compete with the likes of the Tiggo 8 Pro in terms of size and pricing. So we only get one variant in the Philippines, and this one sells for under 1.6 billion pesos. It gets 19-inch two-tone polished wheels, wrapped in 225 55 series Chow Yang tires. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that these tires are Chinese. Like a lot of Changans, it gets a very aggressive looking front end. Over here you get LED DRLs and LED headlights down here. You get this very intricate looking grille with these chrome accents. And like a lot of Changans, you get these red accents all over the car. The side is not as aggressive looking or as intricate looking as the front. You get power folding side mirrors with repeaters, and you get cameras over here for your 360 camera system. You don't get roof rails. You get a smart locking system so you can lock or unlock the vehicle without having to get the key out of your pocket. You get disc brakes on all four corners. At the front you get McPherson's, and at the back you get a multi-link independent suspension setup. You get a tiny shark's fin antenna over there. At the back it gets this LED light bar that spans across the width of the vehicle. Underneath you get this chrome accent with the word Oshan written on it. Now Oshan is the name of the X7 in other territories, and I'm not sure why it's written here. Over here you have the X7 Plus logo, and down here it says 300T, which represents the torque figure of the X7 Plus. It has 300 Newton meters of torque. Down here you get reflectors, and down here you get faux exhaust tips. Now curiously, the X7 Plus gets a manual liftgate. A lot of its competitors in this price bracket come with power liftgates. It's not that heavy though. Now space back here is about par for the course in this class. Now I don't have the exact volume, but visually at least, it looks like it's about the same space as the Tiggo 8 Pro. My camera backpack just barely fits with a third row up. If you fold the third row, it becomes a hauler. You can put a lot of stuff in it. The second row folds flat so you can load much bigger items with a lot more ease. Under the hood of the X7 is a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that puts out 185 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. That's about the same as other 7-seater crossovers in the segment like the Tiggo 8 Pro and the Geely Okavango. It's coupled to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Okay, so we're now inside the Changan X7 Plus. It's a pretty decent looking interior, although I wouldn't say exactly that it's the best in its class. In terms of materials, this right here is soft touch. You got this forward accent over here. This material, I'm not sure what it's called. It looks like a cross between Alcantara and leather. Not quite as felt as Alcantara though. This right here is soft touch. This is covered in some sort of felt material. You get a sprinkling of piano black accents, and you get these hard plastics at the bottom. Yeah, the seats are covered in leather. Both front seats are manually adjustable though, which is a curious decision since all of its competitors come with power seats. It comes with a leather-wrapped steering wheel. You get buttons here for your infotainment screen, but curiously lacking is adaptive cruise control. This only comes with standard cruise control. You also don't get lane keep assist. You don't get ADAS basically. You got a 10-inch screen. It's pretty clear. You don't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but you do get a 360 camera. You got the fully digital instrument cluster. Your push start button is over here. You don't get a wireless phone charger. 2 USB-A ports over here and one 12-volt outlet. Cup holders are over here and they're quite tiny. Thankfully, you get a physical shifter, which I prefer over electronic shifters. In terms of storage, the glove box is pretty small for the size of the car. You get a bit of storage underneath the armrest, and you also have an air vent over there for cooling whatever is in this thing. You have quite a bit of space here for water jugs. The steering wheel tilts, but it doesn't telescope. It doesn't open. It's one continuous piece of glass from the front to the back. Okay, so here at the back, space is pretty good. I have decent leg room. Headroom is also pretty good. They have about 3.5 to 4 inches. As for toys, you get 2 air vents down there and 1 USB-A port. You get a foldable center armrest with 2 cup holders. The seat can be reclined like so. Yeah. They can also be moved forward and back if you want to give more space to the third row passengers. The flooring is completely flat, so the center passenger will have no problems. Okay, so the X7 is a 7-seater. It's a 3-row SUV. So let's check out what the third row is like. Okay, so yeah, so I fit basically. What's this? I fit basically. Headroom is, I can just fit a finger on top of my head. You have one cup holder over here, another one over here. I don't see any 12-volt outlets. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind sitting here for short trips. The flooring is relatively low. My knees are at a comfortable position. The knee room is adjustable. You can move the second row seats forward and back if you need to. Yeah, that's it. Let's test the turning radius. That's pretty wide. I was able to drive the X7 Plus for a bit. It has pretty good power for its size, feels quite peppy. When you step on the gas, it goes, which makes overtaking quite satisfying. Now, a lot of DCTs have that initial lag in stop-and-go traffic. This one has that as well, but not as bad as in some other DCTs in the segment. When you're already moving though, there's none of that lag and it feels quite responsive. Now, I need to spend a couple of days with the vehicle to form a complete picture of what it's really like to drive, but so far, NVH levels seem to be okay-ish. The ride is relatively comfortable, visibility is good. Not a bad city car that you can also take on weekend trips on the highway. The Changan X7 Plus sells for 1.58 million pesos, which is lower than its competitors like the Tiggo 8 Pro 1.6 and the Geely Okavango. It does give up quite a few features though to get the price down to that level. Its biggest competitor in terms of pricing may be the similarly named Jetour X70 Plus, which we have reviewed before. You can click on the link above if you want to watch that video. Anyway, for my final thoughts on the X7 Plus, watch out for our full review. Thanks to Changan Manila Bay for the test drive. If you're interested in the Changan X7 Plus, do contact them through the numbers pinned in the comment section.